Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully we're going to be finishing off the lab here. So I've got some reference today for lighting. I started experimenting a little bit, but I kind of asked around a little bit and kind of agreed on what we want to do here. So I'm going to be lighting this and seeing whether anybody else, agrees with this. It's kind of one of those group efforts again where we have to generally come together and decide on what's going to be good and what's not good. I figure along here I might actually take one of the lights away. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get around to this now. We're going to be lighting this and then showing off the lighting, so it's going to be interesting. I figure I'm going to do like spot or area lights for the roof, and then we'll just go from there. So, let's start here. I want to try and get the feel for one of these areas. Ideally, the bit near the lift. I've talked to other people about this and said I would like it to reflect the description of the true lab as closely as possible. So we're going to try that. We're aiming for a dark, sort of dimly lit atmosphere that's got some fog. Some areas are going to have better lighting than others, but overall we want it to be nice and atmospheric. What I'm doing here is just setting up the lights, or rather the beginning light. It's about there on the ceiling that this goes. And as you can see in the room now, everything's getting a little bit brighter. We have to work pretty hard here to get this to light up, but shouldn't be too bad. The idea is to get it lit up, but not too bright. So that, I think for the starting area, is a little bit too bright. Let's try 14. Although this is white light as well. Maybe if I give it kind of a yellowy green tint. Because lights naturally give off yellow light anyway. I figured that doesn't look too bad. And we go from there. So, try and see 16 maybe? Because I want another area light coming out of here. And the light inside the lift is going to be still on despite it crashing. But I want it to light this area up and make it pretty interesting. So let's do starting hall. Starting hallway. Gonna make sure I name all of these. So, outside lift. I'll just put L outside lift. Then that way I know. Add another one. What I want to do really is get the idea that the light from the lift, even though it's crashed, is still shining through it. Because it kind of gives that whole mysterious vibe then. So we're going to set up here 90 degrees for this. Hi Ember! Because you're here, hopefully you should be able to give me some good feedback. But yeah, it's nice seeing you again. It's obviously nice working on this again. This is becoming more of a group effort now, but I'm really enjoying it. What I want to do, the idea that I have for this, like I was saying, is just lighting up the doorway here so it makes it look as though the light is spewing out. Here we go. We can see from above as well. So the idea is that the light is going to spew out of the lift here. I need to make it slightly intense. We'll make it yellow because all lights are tinted slightly yellow. We'll do 14 maybe. Now what I've got to do is obviously illuminate in there as well to make that make sense. But with this first area, with the way that it is, I need to maybe drop this. What is outside of this lab? As in, is it built? It's built underground on top of the other lab. Basically, everything in Undertale takes place underground anyway. But this is built underneath the other lab, which is more pristine and nice looking. So this is supposed to be very dingy. But it's all underground either way. I think 14 or 12 there for that light's going to be okay. And then inside the lift here, we'll do a little light. So that'll be L lift door. Lots of dust, yeah. That's what I'm planning on adding, like little dust particles in a bit. It's cool because I don't think I've ever done lighting on stream before, so I figure everybody gets to at least see a little bit of me placing lights and then kind of be like, yeah, I'm not so sure on that, Dave, or maybe this could use a little bit more. Might do an area light in here instead of a point light like this. I'm not too sure. The reason why I'm doing this is because in the ceiling of the lift there's an actual light, and I might have this flickering at the beginning. Figure I do this and do contact shadows. We do the same with the other two lights. We do contact shadows just to give it a little bit more realism. I've got Fancy Star music on in the background instead of Undertale music or Deltarune music this time, so if anybody's a fan of Fancy Star, then you'll recognize the music. Just having a bit of my coffee there. L inside lift. Okay, so far we got this light. I think I might make the light outside here dimmer. I forget the music as soon as it stops, says Emma. Okay, so what we'll do is, these lights are naturally white anyway, that I've made here, but if I turn them into like a slightly dimmer yellow, let's have a look here. Excuse me. This will affect all the lights, but I'll probably end up adjusting things later on. But if I do, like, because I've got the glow adjustment via number, if I do like maybe 2, because there's a slight bloom on it. If I do by 2, and kind of go with that, hit the hex code, we paste that to like 2 here. That gives it that kind of like very dim bulb look, which will be now done throughout. As you can see, everything's lit up at the moment, but not actually properly done. We're slowly making our way around. I think we can start working off the basics like that, because that's still lit up. It's not super pitch black, but it's dark enough to kind of accent things. Like the lift is very bright in contrast to everything outside it. So now we start work on everything else. What I might do is, depending on how I feel here, I may also has a reference for a more pristine, or only mildly dilapidated science lab place. The Transtar station from the Prey game. Ooh, interesting. Lit entrance dark path is a great start. So what I'm thinking of doing here is lighting the pathways kind of a little bit better than the lift area. When we worked it out in Discord together collectively, we were like, yeah, we'll have some areas be a little bit darker than others. So I figure this hallway here, we'll put one light in it and just have it span the entire length of the hallway, maybe. Because as we start adding more lights in the scene, that's when everything starts getting a little bit laggy. Hey, Classic! So what we'll do here is we'll go, let's see, do this, and then we'll try and make this light in here a little bit better. Do 20. Oh, it's only covering that one area? That's... oh. It's a bit bad. Maybe I should just do individual lights instead. It might be a little bit laggy, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So if I do this, I'm just trying to check that these lights are the correct size. Kind of go with this, and then we do disc instead. We can do then is start working on this, making it slightly brighter. I figure if I do like 16 here, that kind of lightened things up a little bit. And then we go from there. We're going to be adding fog into this later. That's when it's going to be really interesting. Let's just try putting a light source over every... Have coffee, Moody. Are you still waking up? No. I've already awoken. I've been awake for quite a while. I'm just doing an errand before. Okay, so that actually doesn't look too bad so far. Maybe extend the lights a little bit so there's no dark bars in between. That's not looking too bad. Let's try and... Is this a game you're making? No, it's an animation. It's an animation that I'm doing. I'm trying to animate all of Undertale in 3D. So I'm just trying to get all of the pieces done for it. Let's try that. Is that... Yeah, it's clipping through the wall, so we'll bring that back here a little bit. I'm having a coffee and waking up, sorry, this is classic. It's 9 AM in the USA. Oof. Well, let's see. Can I make this go slightly further, or I'm going to have to put a couple more lights down here to get rid of those black bars? Ah, there we go. Custom distance. If I do custom distance on, say, this one. The problem is, now that's looking a little bit too bright. I just drop that down to 14 and drop the other one to 14. Then drop the one in the center to maybe 12. A non-continuously lit path also looks good. Like a step of darkness in between gives the emergency power feel. Okay, so maybe like... I'll try and dim light this then to about 10 maybe? Try the one in the middle, we'll try 6. Actually, maybe try the one here at 6 as well. Kind of make it slowly fade in. That looks cool. It's as if it gradients that way. 6, 6, try. 10, 4. Okay, so that's a little bit more ominous. I like that. I did new art on my other channel. A Mimisaur dinosaur in CS Adobe with paints. Turns out very nice. Ooh, nice. Okay, so I'm liking that first area at the moment. It kind of gives a little bit of a sort of ominous feeling while also having power on. Just need to name these. Hall 1. Making sure I keep track of all of these. L Hall 2. Normally I don't keep so much track of lights, but... excuse me. But I figured this way it's a little bit better. So far we got this for lighting. The funny thing is, I've then got to put the roof in later on. Because the roof I've actually made transparent at the moment so you guys can see all the light in the level and how it turns out. So at the moment, we need to do the rest of this. This area again, it's going to be dark, and I think I've got 2 lights here, okay. So we'll take this, we'll rotate it 90. We'll go with that. It's going to be really interesting when we put the fog in. Because dust particles, those are going to be cool, but the fog is really going to sell the lighting. This one, I think I'm going to have as like a 4 again, or maybe a 2. Because I want this kind of go a little bit dark and then lead into a brighter area. So if we... Like at the moment, we got that kind of weird greeny yellow light that's going on. I put that as like 4. And then we slowly bring this in here. And we got the main area. So the main area is going to be a little bit brighter. Oh, nope, come on now. Let's bring this down a little bit. Hope everyone's enjoying so far, by the way. I know we've only just really started, but it's good because this will be like one of the final streams, I think, before we start actually doing the animating, so that'll be fun. Put that there. Go decide how bright I want this area to be. I think I want it a little bit brighter. Like, I do like seeing... Oh! I do like seeing all the glowing effects on the floor and everything, because that makes everything look cool, but I think it does need to be slightly brighter. Evil Microsoft logo with circles. Oh, great. Let's put these, maybe like a 6? Maybe 10 maximum, depending on how bright this looks. Like, so far, I'm just looking at all this together as one complete thing. That doesn't look too bad. The lower sections, like the generator and all these bits down here, they're going to be a lot darker, so... I don't want any true black areas. And by true black, I mean like the outside here where it's completely pitch black. There has to be some lighting in here at least, but just not too much. I like the colour of the screen. The 4 lights remind me of Worlds of Worlds. So cool, damn. I'm tired, yeah. Hehe, I haven't played GBO2 now, this is classic. Just having my decaf coffee, I might put another one of them on in a moment. Thinking, I might actually extend the, I've been bullied into using an air fryer, says Emma. Bacon in hash browns was great, though. Interesting. Meter coffee powers is classic. Like, I've been having a load of decaf because I used to drink coffee by the truckload, and yeah, I think I drank a bit too much of it. Something about Dave saying hee without any emotion scared me, says Audio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I meant it to have some emotion. Should get Moody in here. Just turn around and get Moody's avatar in here. Like, hey, they want you on stream for a little bit. Like, oh, what now? Because that doesn't look too bad. Don't know whether to go just a little bit brighter with that area. Let's see here. So I've got... That's main hall 5. And then we'll change over to... new... main entrance. And then the main entrance is going to have these 2 in it. So that's going to be... the L entrance. Oh. Right. Have Moody be your co-streamer like with Jen. I have to have like a hotkey for it. It's like, Moody, they want you. That reminds me, if I try and switch out to him now, if I tried to switch out to him, it's going to show up on stream. Just give me a moment. I just want to see whether his avatar's actually got the effect on it that I want. I think it has. Ah, there we go. Hey, so switch out with him? What's up? Oh boy. Let's get on with this. He's shirtless. Wait, what? Right, let's see about these lights here. Just got to quickly set this up. There we go. It's Dave, but the dark side of Dave. No, no, no. Totally different. Totally different. Oh. I think I've screwed this up. I wanted to do lighting, but instead it looks like I might have just rotated that wrong. Oh. Everybody be like, what's the difference between the two? I think that'd be pretty obvious right now. Right, let's have this go from like light to dark again. White versus black. Nobody's brought up the heterochromia either. I mean, there's some pretty obvious differences here. Some subtle, but... Let's try and light this up. The emotion in the eyes. What? What's wrong with my eyes? Oh, emotionless. Oh, cheers. I'd like to think I'm just really bored. Oh. There's one light in this next room. Dude, seriously. Okay, there we go. That looks kind of spooky. What we'll do is we'll make this light be slightly darker. About 4, maybe. And then we'll have this one just spread out a little bit more. If I can select the damn thing. There we go. Whew. Okay. Right. Easy does it. Easy does it. Let's just try and place this and hope we don't have any problems. Okay, that's not actually looking too bad though. I'll go get the other one. I think because we started the stream a different way, we'll switch back again in just a moment. Ta-da! There we go. We're back again. Let's continue where we left off. I like this sort of setup that we just did. I'm just going to quickly save this. We got that one. Main entrance left, main entrance right. And then these other ones, I'll make like left corridor. Oh, sorry. Let's try, yeah. How are you doing anyway, audio? Left side. Is that the red generator? Yeah. Red generator hall. Every player after my badge says classic. I'm being haunted like gears for how they eat me alive. Need tons of coffee now. So that's the main entrance. Then we got the hallway. We'll do hallway 1, 2, and 3 here. This is looking awesome, Dave, says Damon. Thank you very much, Damon. Nice to see you again. Oh. Red generator. Oh. Hall 1. Ah! I see. L. Red generator hall 1. That one is generator 2. For some reason, I want to see Moody play Ring Fit. Oh, God. Oh, God. Something tells me he'd probably just take everything as a challenge. He's more mellow than he has been in recent years. I like that. What we'll do is we'll drop another light in. Actually, no. What we'll do is we'll do a small light in here. We'll make it pretty dark, but we'll have it be red. So we'll do point. I think that's the first time I've had Moody on stream with me in ages, actually. Like, literally. Moody beats both Jen and Dave's scores on Ring Fit by 100. He can try. I say that, he won't take kindly to that. I'd be like, you what? So for anyone who didn't see the last time, I made a sneaky reference to Sega in here. So every switch on the wall now looks like a Mega Drive Model 1. Oh. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make this be red. He'll beat the scores, but all of his bones will be broken. No joke, I am totally convinced that that would probably happen. The problem with switching between the two of us is that one is really competitive and the other one is really chill. Let's try and light this up just I like the way that that light's actually bouncing off the walls there. That's pretty cool, that. So maybe we drop that to like there. And then when we go back out here, because I was considering doing that over here, so here's where I'm going to have to put like a flashlight in here or something for my character. Okay, so far, this is what we got. We've lit up that, this sort of area so far, and we've got, what is it, the L red generator light. L. There we go. Just keeping track of all this stuff. So far, we've got a pretty light area that goes, well, a pretty dark area, sorry, that goes dark and then comes into light. And then we've got one that goes from light into dark. I can't wait to have all of this stuff set up for animation, because animating this is going to be pretty cool. Normally, this stuff takes a little while anyway for me to set up, so... Oh, that's actually pretty cool there, that transition between light and dark. We just copy these lights and put them around the place. Oh, come on. Okay. I like the way that this is kind of already giving that whole like weird spooky vibe to it. I've still got to do inside the lift shaft there. It's looking neat so far. I've got to do like that atmospheric fog. And then we're good. There's no other light here. The thing is, I want to do this based on where I've placed lights. So to do that means that some areas are going to have stronger lights. Like this area, everybody said this has to be a dark area. So, this is going to be really spooky. Oh my god. Look at that! The setup for that, even if I light it like that because of how dim it is. Like if I dim these to 4, I just realized I'm going to have to take the lights out of where I think the generator hall is. Where did I put these lights? Is it the main hallway? Yes, it is. I have to take them out of the main hallway. Okay, so main entrance, and then that one. Oh, and the other one. So these I'm gonna copy or cut. Okay. Put them in bedroom, hallway. L, bedroom, hall 1. L, bedroom, hall 2. The naming convention for this is just L is the lights. Morgue needs to be lit enough to tell that there are still bodies in there or not. Ah, okay, okay. So we'll do is, we'll do bedroom. Bedroom. Because that's what it is. Even though it looks like a morgue. So do L, bedroom 1. So yeah, just L, it just stands for light, obviously. And then we'll split all these up quite nicely so I know where they all are. That way if I need to, I can edit them later. So for this, it needs to be lit more. So about maybe two lights of 8 in here? What do you reckon, Ember? I can still make it brighter if I want. Like, if I want to as well. I can, instead of having the dim lights, I could maybe pump them to a little bit more white. Just remembering there are only 2 lights in here, so... Just gonna hit save on this. I think 4 a quarter design. Okay, so like that. That's a little bit less. So using any shaders by lighting or just using blue light or white light. I like blue for my MSs is classic. The warm colors give off, you know, kind of that obvious, you know, warm feelings, but lighting is naturally yellow anyway, so I've tinted this slightly desaturated yellow. It's more like a yellowy green to give an almost uneasy atmosphere. I know Proof said blue. I might do that later on in the cold areas. Figure if that's kind of what we're looking at for there. Then we've got, I'm going to try Mirror Hall next. Mirror Hall. Because that's on the right. And we'll copy this light. Alternatively, 2 with wider coverages is excellent what you had before. Oh, so before I think it was 8. Like that. See, that looks not that bad. And then in between that is 6. We'll duplicate this, drag it to the Mirror Hall file. We'll go L, Mirror Hall 1. Ooh, this is going to be interesting because of all the flowers and everything. You can already see it starting to dip a little bit frame rate wise, but it's not too bad. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so 8 doesn't look too bad though. What about 6? Let's keep with 8 for the moment. This frame rate, man. Stop dipping. Good job I animate stuff separately here. Or rather, I animate and then turn the lighting on fully later on so that I'm animating like this so it's running smoothly. Have a look at this hallway. I use red for danger, says Classic. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Mocapping stuff I've not actually done here primarily just because mocapping takes a little bit of time to set up. That doesn't look too bad for that corridor. Instead of mocapping, I'm going with hand-done animation. Now we've got a light down here. I'm going to do it... I'm going to put a blue one in here as well, but we're going to take this out, and it's going to be blue generator room. Oh, let me... hate it when it doesn't select the right light. Okay, we go down. Go over here. Minus 90. Then we'll just make that a little bit wider, and we'll bring it down so it's right next to the light. Where it should be. And because of the room, we'll do maybe like a 4 or 2. Maybe a 2. Oh, hang on. I don't even see where I am. 8. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. Trying to see what this does here. Either a 2 or a 4 for that one. I think I'll keep that, and then we'll do a point light for the generator. So we'll do L blue generator room. L blue generator. I just need to bring that across. There's that extra light that we'll tone down in a moment. Go on now. Then we'll tone that down to about 2. Change the light to blue. Contact shadows on it. And then we'll take these two and put them in the blue generator. Blue generator room. Lights. There we go. So far, so good. Let's have a look at the entire map so far. Okay, so now we're getting to the interesting bit. That being the downstairs. The downstairs is a little bit more dilapidated and dark, so what I am going to do is put one of these lights here in the shower room, because I've not done that. I just don't know whether I can set it. No, I can't, because it's not wide enough. So I'm going to have to set it this way. Okay. I'm going to put that roughly about there. We'll bring that down and actually set it in the ceiling where it should be. Wish they had crossbone in GBO2, says Classic. May never happen. Yeah, it's because they don't like really late UC stuff, seemingly. Because really late UC gets crazy. Because late UC involves F91, Victory, and Crossbone all together. Because if I remember rightly, Victory is the very end of the timeline. But Victory still has Crossbone stuff in it. Let's duplicate this. It's funny because I showed off test renders to some of the Undertale community of this the other day, and they turned around and went, dude, this place looks like it's an SCP lab, and I'm like, well, it kind of described like that, you know. What's that? Up there? Oh, you know, GBO2 for PC, says Ember. Yeah, definitely. They've really fumbled on that, but I assume they're still working on it. I'm gonna be optimistic about that. All I know is it's driving Dragux crazy, and dude, the frame rate is like non-existent there at the moment. Okay, so in the fan room here, it's gonna be slightly colder. So what I'm gonna do is, to get that cold kind of feeling, I'm gonna make another set of lights here, and we're gonna have them be sort of like a weird blue light. Hang on, blue light. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna select that one. Select, and we're gonna apply the blue light to both of these. What this is going to do is hopefully give it a more strange and very artificial and cold feeling. Might not match totally, but I want to try it and just see if I can get it sort of in between green and blue. Like that. Like this weird color, so it makes everything around it look a little bit more messed up. If I put that in there now, because bulbs do go weird when they age. Blue light. So I then select this one and just go like 1. Like 2. Oh, that's half blue, half the other? That's weird. Hang on. Select that, and then go blue. So now I can change the tone of the light slightly here. So if we change that from like this green that we've got to more of a coldish blue tone, but it's still kind of like that bluey green. The walls being turquoise helps with the visual temperature. True, true. So if I do that, there we go. That kind of looks a little bit different. And let's try bringing that in here. The light in here is like really high up. I got 2 of them on the ceiling? No, just 1. Okay, so this is where I want it to be darker, primarily because of the stuff that's going to go on in that room. So what I want to do is have that as like a 2 or even a 1. Let's see what the other one here is going in. It's an 8. Let's try 4. What it's like over this side. It's gonna have fog in here as well, so I might need to adjust these. Try 1. Okay, that doesn't actually look too bad. All these are gonna be moving eventually, but just remembered I've got to do this one for downstairs. So it's gonna be fan room. Well, we've got that one and that one. I'll try and find which. Ah, there they are. So we've got fan. Oh, hall to fan room. L. And then we've got L fan room. Okay, so that's gonna look pretty crazy, and the frame rate's going nuts right now. It's okay, it's fine. It's totally fine. There's not like 50 lights in the scene or anything, and I've got to add more later on. Looking sharp, says Classic. Thank you very much. Got this going on here. That's another 4. Let's... That's not looking too bad. I just copy the blue light across here and just place that in the same location. That's going to be alright, right? Somebody's messaging. Gonna have to have a look. Let's see who it is. Aha. Ah, okay. I see. It was proof trying to give me reference. Okay, there we go. We got that almost like clean, sterile light. I think it might be a little bit too bright though. The problem is if I start putting it at like 2 everywhere, it's not going to look lit up at all. If I do that one as 2. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Let's try... This is the one of the main areas around here. So we've got... That's the fan room. Fan room hallway. Fan hallway 1. Oh, Ember, you know how you were saying about those massive patches of darkness? I think I'm starting to get that now. Say that, and then the final boss theme from Final Phantasy Star Online comes on. Oh. Right, let's... Shower room light? Island between lights, yes, says Ember. Oh. L shower light. Oh. Just remember they all have to have the suffix of L at the beginning. I think it's suffix. Either that or I'm saying the wrong thing there. Leading up to the precipice with the big avian skull. That one I'm going to have to do again. Hang on. Not the skull, the lighting around there. But that's going to be cool. Shower room. This is so spooky because of the music that I've got going on at the moment. The implications are crazy. Okay, so in a very close-knit area there. 2 actually isn't that bad. Okay, so this is what we got so far going on. Despite me having lots of lights, there's plenty of darkness here, just not any super dark areas. Oh, come on now. Just realized, is that a yellow light in there or a blue one? Oh, it's a yellow one. Okay, so... Is that a yellow one? Yes, it is, so I'm going to have to change all of these. Actually, no. Thinking about it. If I just change the colour, because those ones are more blue over there. Because of the cold. I don't know whether the cold would actually affect fans like that. Fans? Lights? Sorry. Okay, we'll go with that. Hex code. We'll make the ones over here slightly warmer. Let's have a look at that. Oh. Yeah, it's only just noticeable. But it's okay. Then we've got the big skull here, of which I changed the the color on it because I thought white will attract light more than red will. So we'll get this really cool looking thing going on with it eventually. What we'll do is we'll just place another couple of blue lights in here. I really enjoy that there's a public shower right before the war crime room. I know, right? It's the thing is, I'm not so sure about the shower because the implication of it now is totally changed for me. It's weird. You know, I'm gonna have to copy this across because it's a blue light. And then we'll go over that in a moment. I'll just put that there. Make sure these are all... Let's just do main hallway. Oh, lower hallway, sorry. For these. Lower hallway. You have to be clean before doing war crimes, is proof. It's interesting. Let's move that one as well. So we'll do L lower hallway 1 and L lower hallway 2. At least that way we keep everything kind of together. Kind of. Let's try this one. This one was... Let's try the freezer room. L freezer room 1. And let's do... Where is it? Lights. Freezer room. Take that there. We're going to just push this here. And I'm going to see where it is in the roof. Where are you? I think it's over here. There, if I just push that out there. And take the other one out. Oh, that frame rate. Frame rate is dropping massively here at the moment. Might be because I've got a load of contact shadows on. Yeah, it's not too bad though. I like the cold sort of feeling that it's got. Let's try and ramp it up a little bit more. A bit more of a blue. There we go. That's more of a cold look to it. Make it slightly lighter blue. It's only subtle. What about if I put that as 1? No, I can put lights coming out of there as well, but it's gonna lag. This is gonna lag so much. I'm glad I'm gonna be rendering this in that final lighting solution much later on. Cause oh boy, it's not enjoying me doing that at the moment. Like, hey dude, so you want to calculate all these lights? Like, I'd like to. It's, well, we got a bit of a problem. Freezer room 2. Good job I can also hide a lot of these lights when I'm working in different rooms. Oh, the freezer room looks really cool now. It's low lit. But it's got that blue look to it that kind of makes it look really depressing. We're going to do we'll finish off the pipes today as well. I just wanted to try and get the lighting done. The TV room is going to be pretty dark, but for reasons. So, we've only really got the main generator room, the green generator room, and the yellow generator room left, which is also the TV room. So in here, what we'll do is... the generator room, I'm just going to add a red light there for the moment. And have the lights be off, so I'm going to need to... Oh. Change this. what we'll do is we'll change the shader slightly for the lights. We'll see why in a moment. What I'm going to do is, because that's already standard shader, if we take the second one, change the emission strength to 0, change the alpha, no, maybe not change the alpha, just change it to 0, and then go add, search, mix shader. What we can do is, we can switch in between the two. So I can effectively turn the lights on and off if I want. So we can do that then with in here. But that's going to have to be, I think, separate lights for the others. So let's just take that. Copy that. Delete that. Then we'll do in here. Do generator room lights. Do the emission. Do that as like the greeny yellow sort of color and have that be a 2. And then have that be applied to there and there. And then we'll change the shader on that to what we did before by copying and pasting. Link the shader up. And then all we'll do is we'll copy and paste that across now. There, roughly. Take that one. And then what I can do is the lights look nice. The pipes have got a Tron Bloom look to them. It looks sweet, says Classic. Thank you very much, Classic. Yeah, we got this going at the moment. And if we want, we can just tween between them being on and off. So I might even... It was like, I don't know, really low lit or... Kind of weird. Let's just put it at that for the moment. Just have them be totally off. The new generator room. Main generator lights. Add light probe, point light. This is going to be crazy and super laggy when I'm doing light work later on. Because, like, I give my own characters fake lights as well around them. So that's going to be interesting to pull that off. So now we do the red glow coming out of the main generator. I figure we do it like that. Or maybe a little bit darker, and then we just go like that. That looks pretty cool. Or maybe increase the radius. If we increase the radius a little bit, but have the light be going out there and have that like 8. 6. About there. The room's actually so big it can't light up everything else. But when I do that, I've still got to do the hallway here as well. So it's not too bad. I figure I might even put, maybe an area light would be good for that. And have the area light be pointing this way. Evocative shape if the glow includes some of the pipe work around it. So yeah, let's try. Try that then, so the pipe work's just a little bit more on display. 12. Because we're going to retexture, or rather, actually texture the pipes anyway. So that's going to be cool. And then what I'm thinking of is, hang on, L main generator 1. I'm thinking of for the second light in here as we go light. Maybe either a spot or an area. Spot might be better here. And the reason why is because I can double up and give it kind of a long range sort of feel. You'll see what I mean in a moment if it works out the way that I would like. So what we'll do is do a spotlight towards the stairs. Make sure I've got this hex code. Put that in there. Oh. Don't mess around with the light cone too much. Actually make it a little bit more around there now. And what we can do is contact shadows. Now we got kind of, kind of this setup. I'm trying to get the camera in the right place. Ah! Where's the, there's the ramp. Okay, so we kind of got this look where it's coming out and lighting up most of the room and the stairs as well, as we can just about see. That's pretty cool. Let's see, proof's messaging me again. Alright. Okay, that's fine. Everybody getting pinged on Discord. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I like the way that the light's kind of reaching out there. Can we do like 12? See if it reaches the far wall or what? Custom distance? Ah, there we go. There we go. Custom distance allows it to spread out and hit the wall. Because you can see it hitting the pipes at the back. I'm really liking that. Because it does light up the area, but it also does make it look really ominous. Problem is, the cone is slightly off-center. I put that there. Make the cone like there and have it blend in. Oh. Love the way the cone is absolutely massive now, but at least it covers that. I'm just going to hit save here, just in case. So that's L main generator 2. That's going to be really crazy in there. Then we've got... What kind of enemy mobile suit should I use for my Gym 2 to fight? Besides the Zaku 2? I'm letting you pick. Need something that's rarely seen. Oh. About there. I like the way that it's ominously leading down there. Honestly, I'm really happy with this so far. The door itself, though, like into here, think I need a light in there. I'll avoid the emissives, more or less, just picking that up, though. I might keep that as it is. So now we've just got to do the last couple of generator rooms and the DT extractor machine. Or as everybody says, the war crime machine. So, we'll keep the light in here as it is. Actually, no. Let's change that. I think this is the green generator room. Could be wrong. No, it's the green one. Okay, so. Green generator room. I'll make the names for the last folders here. DT extraction room. And then yellow generator / TV room. Okay. I already copied those two though. No, I haven't. So, we can go to the freezer room, grab these, drag them over, rotate them 90. Bring freezer room 2 down to green generator room, and that's going to be L green generator room 1. Okay. Oh, no. I had that positioned. There we go. Put that there. That's going to have that kind of creepy glow to it already. And then we're going to do green generator room. Add light. Point light. A light gun. This is literally going to be me probably starting animating this evening. That's going to be really cool. So it means I can actually make more progress. Hi Danny, nice to see you again. Make that green. And then start by, what was it, about 2? Bring that. Bring in the radius. About there. There we go, that's not too bad. Then we've got, it's just the, hang on. Green generator light. And we've just got to do the DT extractor and then the TV room, I think. Let's check it out. Yeah, I love being able to see overhead like that. Where you can just see like all the lights that we've placed and everything. Just checking if I got the character files ready already. Yes, I have, mostly, anyway. Okay. What I'm going to do is copy the main hallway stuff here. Main lower hallway. Into the DT extraction room. It's that one. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's already there. Silly me. Okay. You make the lab again. I'm just lighting it now. Once I've lit it, then I'll be animating it, so that'll be fun. Just trying to get the lighting looking how everybody would expect. Dude, that already looks ominous there. Like, I know I lit it a little bit today, but... I mean, yesterday, but I'm starting to redo it again. Hi, Devasia! How are you doing? That's that light, so I can take that and go into... here? Oh, come on now. Bring this down. Okay, there we go. Let's see about that. Okay, that's not too bad for that room. Let's give it a little bit of a yellowy green tone to it. About there. I need that one. Where is it? It's gonna be... that's fan hallway? Okay. Where are we at here? Fan room. Excuse me. Where's that other one? Oh, I see. So that's fan hallway 3. Actually, that should be DT extraction. DT extraction. L. DT extraction. And then the other one should be the TV room. L TV room 1. Cold. Somebody ordered a ton of snow and the delivery man won't take no for an answer. Oh boy. I'll take the snow if you don't want it. I really love it. Gonna add another generator light. Make this one yellow. Bring it down. Bring it close to the generator. Just thought I could have these things flickering while the generator's on. Or before the generator's on, sorry. Bring down the radius. Okay, that's not too bad. I actually think the yellow one might benefit from being slightly brighter like that. I don't know, there's something off about that now. Like, every other generator has a light attached to it. But this one in particular, I don't know what it is, but it's not... It's just not looking right. Like, maybe I should just leave it like that? What do you guys think? Because it's weird how it's because of the light being in the room, but the TV's going to light up the room as well. So maybe have, like, the light be... The light be slightly darker, like this. And then try that? Can't deal with overseas shipping, says Devasia, for the snow. Ah. Let's try this again. With it being in a darker room, it might look better. The yellow streak makes sense as not to detract from the television near it, but then the consistency. Let's try... I think it works better in a darker atmosphere like this. Like, for instance, if I do that, and then I bring the radius down, bring that, bring the custom range into about 1. There we go. That kind of works a little bit better and looks a little bit better. Block it with a shelf or something. Yeah, that might actually work with this shelf here. If I just move that closer to the side there so it blocks it off a little bit. Can't move that one too much. But if I use the other one to block it, that isn't actually a bad idea, and it works pretty well because the TV is going to be on at some point, so that's going to illuminate the rest of the room. And of course, this is going to illuminate as well. It's hard to see there, but I reckon that area's roughly done now. Hang on. Yellow generator light. Now it's just the DT extractor again, and then we throw the fog in, and then we have to change some of the lighting based on the fog. The skull is in sprites. It's done in red, but I've made it more of a white now because I know the lights are going to bounce off it. So, let's do that. Let's put spotlights on instead of the point lights that we used the last time. Actually, no, I used spotlights the last time. Let's try points and see what happens. Okay, bring that there. Bring it down a little bit. So each one of those is going to light this thing up a little bit. So if we do that yellow color, the yellowy sort of greeny color that it's got. Oh, there. That looks... Okay, then we do shadows. Contact shadows. And then we go duplicate. Duplicate. I don't know how this is going to look now, because these are all like really bright. So it lights up the room a bit too much. I guess we'll have to find out. Oh. Then we take these. Oh, come on now. Point light 1, 2, and 3. And we bring them to the other side. I think these are a little bit too bright, to be honest. Or at least it's because they're going around all of the place rather than just being a spotlight. So let's do actual spotlights again. Let's see whether that works. Or I could try more area lights, because apparently area lights are supposed to be okay for that kind of thing. Try disc. And we'll bring that in and see how that looks, and then if not, then I can do spot. Takes quite a bit of your eyeball off the thing being shined up. Alright, let's try this. Move this into place. Let's put it down here first in the middle, because I figure if it's okay in the middle, then we can apply it everywhere else. Oh, wait, no, that one won't work with fog. Yeah, let's make it a spotlight instead. The other one won't work with fog really well. Unless I change the volumetrics on it. Whereas with this one I can blend it in. Have the size of the cone be pretty large. We'll have the drop shadows on. We'll do the yellowy sort of tinted light here, and then we'll just ramp that up to like, what, 20? What about custom distance? Can we Let's see how this looks if I do it that way. Because that's not looking too bad at the moment. Okay. Well, that's not looking too bad now like that. Now the question is, how does it look in the other direction? Because I might, if it only looks good one way and not the other, I might just have them from one side. It doesn't actually look too bad like that. I'll flip these the other way. No, come on now. Actually, that doesn't look too bad like that. So if I do that and then try and place... So I've got a couple on the ceiling here, so we place a couple pointing down and see what happens. Maybe just one for the moment. Let's try this. Oh. There's one light at the back, one light at the front. I bring this down. Ah, light is a little bit higher up there. Then we have that pointing in this kind of direction. Let's see what that does to the entire scene now in a moment. I just need to do that. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. What about the last one, though? Let's see about the last one, because there's one, I put another one above it here. Because if this one's a little bit too bright, I can always change it. Yeah, that's a little bit too bright there on the front. Maybe if I do the top too. Especially that one on the front. I want it to be ominous, not... Might just end up foregoing that one, to be honest. So it looks better backlit. Like that. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. And then... Here comes the fog. Just give me a sec to do these. L spotlight 1. Spotlight 3. Spotlight 4. Spotlight 5. Spotlight 6. Spotlight 7. It's better lit from behind and flanked. Yeah, the thing that I've started noticing while doing this more, as in like, you know, working a lot more on the lighting, is it definitely looks better if it's backlit while not being too lit up at the front, but also having that sense of illusion that it's lit up from all angles. Bohemian Rhapsody style doesn't work with cavities like skulls. Either way, like, I like the way this looks now, because pretty much the entire area is done now. But it's lit up well enough, while also having that kind of, like, sinister sort of feel to it that I was going on about. Educate me what's going on. I'm just doing an animation. I'm just getting the lighting for it. Or rather, I was doing the lighting. Now I'm on to just finishing up little bits here and there. I hope you enjoy in the meantime. Now we're doing the pipes. And by pipes, I mean we're finishing them up. What I'm going to do is... pipes. So... let's see. Editing. What we're doing here is just getting all the pipe textures set on this properly. Just need to select the actual pipe itself. It goes around the room pretty long, so... here we go. Oh wait, I just remembered. I need to change the pipes from curves into actual meshes. Convert to mesh. Imagine Mario randomly popping out the pipes. That would be funny. Speculative biology for Among Us, says Ember. Okay, so now we've converted it. We should be able to select the entire mesh. There we go. Which then allows us to edit it. Oh god. Which then allows us to edit it. This is all the unwrap for that pipe. It's going to be a very long and lengthy unwrap. Let's see if this just works. Unwrapping is basically, you know, if you've ever made those cubes out of like paper or whatever in school. It's like that, but you're doing it with all kinds of objects. Well, please be right. I hope I'm right on this. We can see the pipe slowly taking shape here. It's because it's that long? Jeez, this texture's like tiling a lot. You can just see like... there we go. It's tiling a little bit better now. Let's have a look. We look at this. The unwrap should even go around corners. Should go down here. Meet the corner, go up the wall. So now it's actually looking like a pipe rather than just some weird thing. And then if we go into lighting here, that's lit up pretty nicely. So what we'll do is we'll do the pipes, and then we are good for doing the volumetrics, which is the fog. And then I'll be set up for animating. Right, for all these pipes, I'm going to need to make sure I change them all into meshes. Convert to mesh. Convert to mesh. Maybe I should just try and select all of them here. Let's go into wires. Actually, no, because if I do that, I might get ones that I don't want to convert yet. Let's go here, here. Convert all of them to mesh. Because they were all curves before. Some of you saw me placing them the other day. There were a lot of curved things here. Convert to mesh. There's Asgore over here. Oh, where is he? Yeah, there's Asgore. He's looking pretty cool. And I've got to do... these pipes here have to be converted. AKA the Flower King. Indeed. I need to actually animate him at some point watering his flowers. That's going to be really fun. Oh, for anyone who's just come in now and doesn't know what I'm doing, I've mentioned it on a couple of other streams, but I took on the crazy task of animating all of Undertale in 3D by myself. So, yeah, I'm slowly getting there. The reason why I'm doing the True Lab now is because I'm actually borrowing the Amalgamates models and Asgore from somebody, and they wanted a little bit of security off me, so I thought I'd do those. Like, I thought I'd do this area to give them that peace of mind that I was using them how they wanted me to use them. So yeah, I'm just skipping towards the true lab. But if you want to know where the entire progress is up to for the project, I started out, obviously in the ruins, and I've animated up until Snowdin, specifically where you do the lightning puzzle with Sans and Papyrus. That's where I'm up to animating. I've already animated the introduction to Snowdin and everything. The idea was to try and get Snowdin done before Christmas. But obviously doing this now is going to probably set that back a little bit. But yeah, the idea is I want it done as quickly as possible. I've been working on this for ages. Oh. But yeah, it's crazy. I've not released any trailers for it or anything yet, because I wanted to keep it all sort of behind closed bars apart from... Or behind closed doors, sorry, apart from the behind the scenes stuff here. Just to give people an idea of what's going on. And then what I'm going to do is eventually release the trailer and show it off. Oh. But if you like Undertale, then I'm hoping that this will be pretty close to what you expect from it, just in 3D. The idea is I'm trying to do it as a kind of a love letter to the game, but also for fans. So I'm trying not to upset the fans, obviously. There we go, there's the... And it's going to be the true pacifist run as well. So it's not going to be a genocide run. So we get to see the true pacifist ending as well, hopefully in 3D, by the time I'm done. Right, so we've done that pipe, Oh, here's one of those adult bots that's come in. Let's hide that. Guilty of being a superfan, so from what I see so far, I love. Nice, that's good. Thank you very much. Like, the one thing I don't want to do is annoy people by changing it. So, I'm trying to keep it as close as I can to what you'd expect, while also adding in all the little details from the different runs. Oh. Fish sandwich and Parmesan garlic glaze before bed may be a bad idea, says Ember. I'm gonna do the sleep thing now. Thank you for the company, says Ember. Thank you very much, Ember. Thank you for the feedback as well. Hope you have a good sleep. Angelina says it's hard to disappoint me. Hopefully I'll come through then and do good. Hopefully. That's what I'm wishing right now, I get really worried about that kind of thing, because when you start messing around with things that people really enjoy, they can get upset very easily. Oh. We're trying to do all the little details, like for instance, Flowey following you through different areas and other things. Getting all the details just right. Now it's pretty hard to keep track of everything. Oh. But I'm managing it. Slow but steady wins the race. Looks nice and interesting. I'm gonna go shopping. See you later, Moody, says Classic. Thank you very much for sticking around, Classic. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for the support yet again. Slowly getting these pipes done here. That looks about right. That's good. We'll be putting the roof on this place again in a little bit. I draw all the time, so this world will be amazing. Way to improve my artwork. Ooh. Like, before I decided to do this, I watched a lot of other different stuff, like Glitch Tale. It was Glitch Tale, I think some Undertale stuff. It was pretty cool. I watched some other fan animations. They were all really fantastic. Just thought, go on, I'll have a try at that. Oh. Here we go. I can go up here. Do the unwrap again for the pipe here to make it look natural. Okay. Let's go ahead and just do this. The one thing that I like about this is because I've done all the pipes in curves, it looks like it does most of the work for me for the unwrap, so all I have to do is like slowly just fix it, and then we're good. There we go, that's that pipe done, by the looks of it. Slowly finishing up the pipes here. You can see them slowly taking shape. Pipe. This is looking awesome, Dave, says Damon. Thank you very much! I do this with all the different areas, you know, it's the same pipeline in terms of get it all set up, get all the lighting looking really nice, throw all the characters in and then animate. It's why it's taken so long though, like you can see over the past couple of days if you've kept an eye on this, you can see why it takes so long, not just because, you know, I'm paying attention to all the little details, but it's primarily because of me trying to be as accurate as I can to what people expect. And also, just trying to make it look as nice as possible. Will the fridge have food in it? Honestly, I'm not too sure. It's one of those whole things where I'm like, should I put food in the fridge? Because, you know, we get the... Isn't it the blue key from the last... No, blue key is from Crystal, which transforms from the fridge. Oh. Okay, that's got the pipe material on it already. So maybe I'll have food in one and be like, oh, okay. That's weird. Didn't expect that. It's gone off. Or it looks like it's going off and then... Because, for me, I thought that these fridges would have samples of determination in them. You know, because of this entire area being used for DT experiments. Thought maybe it's got liquid determination in Petri dishes in there. Maybe more organs in there. That could be another grim look at it. Like for those who haven't played the game, without spoiling much, the entire lab is designed to research determination as a means to escape the underground. And it's liquidized energy from human souls is the best way of putting it. But there are some grim implications in the True Lab. Like the fact that they have operating tables all over the place. Operating tables, a shower for people to clean off afterwards, freezers, it's really, really grim. Realize is that? Yeah, that's mapping correctly there, but not here. That might map really badly over here. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does map a little bit badly over there, so maybe if I just stretch this back a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. Not in the middle, but... The longer... Okay, so I've got to keep this in mind for in future. The longer the wire is, or the pipe, the worse the UV mapping looks, but... that can be fixed in segments. At the moment, this is just like a really sort of cheap way of getting it roughly set up and seeing how it looks. Like, it's because of the scale of the pipes and what I'm doing with the unwrap, but it's not too bad. Like, it's only small work that I'd have to do to this to fix it rather than doing the entire lab again. That's why some areas the wires look bigger and some areas the wires look smaller. And that looks good there at the moment. At least I'm not having to do the lab again. But for instance, you'll see this in video games. I'll explain it now. So, what I keep referencing to as UVWs, basically, that's a way of describing how you apply a texture or a paint job to a surface. So say, like, for instance, the wall here. The walls are normally pretty easy. They're just flat faces. So you can just slap the paint on it and it'll look like a wall. But with round surfaces like this, especially ones that are long and curved, you can see here, the other pipes look kind of natural. This one doesn't because the way that it is, because of how long it is, and the way that it's been modeled, it's slightly squished up on this end. So if I wanted to go ahead and fix that, instead of selecting the entire pipe, I'd have to just go ahead and select roughly, I think it's up to about here. Because you can see how many segments are here, but you can also see as we go down, these segments are longer. So the longer sections will look less squished as a result. So if I zoom in here now, and have a look at this, you can see that's squished for the time being. But if I then go to here and see why it's squished, and hopefully, with a little bit of just tweaking here, we can make it look a little bit better and a little bit less squished. So then we go to there. Now it doesn't look as bad. Still looks a little bit bad around there. How long have you been doing 3D? Well, 3D animation, I've been doing that for only about a year or so. Maybe a little bit more. 3D itself, I've done 3D for since 2005, I believe. But I'm self-taught, so... Oh. Oh. I learned all of this in my free time and sacrificed a lot of time to do this stuff. And while I'm not nearly the best at it, I'd like to think I'm at least a little bit competent. Oh. Purple Rainbow Friend says, hands up. Hello. There we go, so we've edited that more. There we go, that pipe's looking a little bit better now. Angelina says, self-taught, me too. Indeed, what happened was, I didn't know what I wanted to do in high school. So I ended up just like trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I ended up deciding, you know what, I'll do some 3D stuff and maybe work on some video games. And then found very quickly that 3D is highly competitive, so it almost became like a hobby or an indie thing for me. I don't mind it. I still enjoy doing it. It just takes a long time to do. Especially if you're trying to get everything just looking right. Where's the rest of this pipe down here? There we go. What we'll do is we'll just stretch that out a little bit. That should look better. Okay, yeah, it does. I like that. It looks a little bit better overall there, instead of being so super squished up. I'm running out of time to choose what I want to do in life, so any advice, Angelina? Don't always go with what you're passionate with. Like, for instance, with me, even though I was passionate about 3D and everything, I found that the entire world of video games is highly competitive. I ended up going into testing instead and doing software testing and stuff. And to be honest, I enjoyed that a lot more. It's pretty relaxed for me. You know, yeah, it sounds really weird, but like, I know another person that wanted to do video game stuff as well. And after, you know, me saying for many years that I hadn't really got a job in video game artwork, primarily just because of how competitive it was and the fact that people were learning things underneath me that were significantly more advanced, I was like, instead of doing video game stuff, why don't you do coding? Because it's more of a lucrative business, you know, because there's a demand for coders. And sure enough, this person now works for like a good company doing coding. So I'm not upset about giving them that advice, and I'm not even upset about my own path in life, you know. I might not have it easy. But, you know, I'm enjoying myself, so it sounds really weird, but unless you're really confident and you're really willing to put in the work, you know, and try and be competitive and always up to date with what you're doing, like if you want to do, say, artwork or whatever, then you've got to make sure you're always at the top of your game. You always have to be number one, or rather be aiming for number one, and that's a lot of effort. Like, whatever you've learned currently, you've got to think about it. If something advances in your field in the next couple of years, you'll have to learn that and adapt and keep going. So, if you're not willing to adapt and learn new things, or maybe you don't want to because you think it's a little bit hard, maybe consider doing something a little bit more easier on yourself, because creative fields tend to be incredibly competitive. Like, for instance, I'd have to study 3D sculpting and everything else and have a lot more knowledge of 3D now if I wanted to actually do, you know, like, very, very AAA 3D. On the other hand, though, indie stuff is where a lot of people are becoming more successful at the moment, or rather, indie stuff is in at the moment. And the reason for that is primarily because AAA games aren't that good anymore. The reason for this is because all of the guys that are at the top, in terms of the management and everything, as we've seen with like Cyberpunk and things like that, they rush the games out because they just want the money. That's what we're getting from like all these news articles. So it's better if you want to still do games and stuff, and you want to do either 3D or you want to do artwork for indie games, you know, like that, maybe focus more on that area, because the AAA scene is incredibly competitive. But the indie scene, while being competitive, the bar for entry for skill at least isn't nearly that high. Like, for instance, the latest trend for indie games is doing stuff that's basically like a PS1 game, like the original PlayStation. The reason for that is just everybody likes that low poly aesthetic, or people like sprite work, because it's appealing and it's not super complicated. And the thing is, a small team of people, or just one person, can pull that off pretty easily within the space of, say, like a year or two. So it's a lot easier to manage than having to, say, manage an entire group of people and do really, really high quality visuals. Oh, trying to figure out which pipe I'm editing here. Sounds really crazy of me, but, you know, if you want to do indie games, it's there, you can do them. It won't be as competitive, and I think you'll enjoy it a lot more. With indie, though, it's a case of how successful you'll become. So whatever your idea is, it has to be good, and you have to present it in a way where people will think, oh, it's good. You know, like, for instance, one of the most well, I wouldn't say common, but one of the more up-to-date things, in terms of, like, current projects that have gained traction is Aero GPX, I believe it is. I might have got the name slightly wrong. It's a game that's just recently been covered on Twitter. They did a Kickstarter of it, and it's just reached, I think, 100,000 for Kickstarter. It's, if you've ever heard of F-Zero, it's a fan recreation or a fan version of, like, F-Zero that they've managed to sell, because Nintendo weren't doing anything with the F-Zero property. So you can just basically make up-to-date versions of older games, and people, if it's got a decent art style and everything, people will like them. Oh, it's more just so about the popularity and finding out what the market wants. Like how one person could create an entire alternate universe. Yeah, basically. It's like we've seen Undertale fans that have created some crazy ideas and universes and spawned their own fan games and fan, you know, music and stuff. It's nuts. It's doable. It's just, if you're willing to put in the amount of time and effort to stay on top of your game and present something in a way that, you know, is done really well, then hopefully, if everything aligns right for you, then you should be successful. It's not always the case, but I'd like to think that it works more times than it doesn't. Oh. You think you're bad at maths, says Damon. My school failed me to the point where I needed a calculator for my bills. Oof. I don't like maths, but I wouldn't say I was that bad. And don't get me wrong, it might sound as though I'm a little bit negative. How does over 20 pieces of paper covering lore story? Like, when it comes to alternate universes and stuff like that, and just starting making out stuff based off that, having your lore be as detailed as possible to include every little thing that you would like is actually a really good thing. What you do is, when you're doing video games, normally you'll start what's called a dev document or a Bible, and this entire thing is basically like lore and story. It'll cover all the things that you want to do with your game, like all the points you want to hit, who it's marketed at, what the design idea is, all the lore behind it. You know, that's what you do. You put together a Bible of these things, and then that's when you can either pitch that to somebody, or you then use that as a reference point, so you can then go back to it later and be like, okay, my idea was this, so I'm going to try and implement this, or this is going to be part of the story. It's pretty cool. I've seen some dev design documents that literally have like 500 pages. No joke. It sounds nuts, but if you've got like a really big game or something, or you've got an idea that is massive, like for instance like Skyrim or whatever, then you're looking at stuff like 500 pages or around there if you really want to flesh out every single character, the life, the backstory, if it's being told. You know, all the stuff to do with mechanics. These are the type of things that you have to think about. So yeah, if you're already doing that kind of stuff, then you're doing a really good thing in terms of planning and preparation for actually going ahead and making your own game. Or, if it's not a game, if it's anything else, say like a story or an animation, still doing the same thing is going to be good, because then if you forget something, if you're too busy working on something, and you come back to it later and think, I can't remember what I was doing here, you can then reference that document. Because normally, these documents are used for pitches to other companies. Normally, it's like, you'll write up your dev document, it'll have your entire Bible in there, and one of the most popular ones that you can find online is the document for Doom, where the old Doom games, where they made a documentation suggesting, you know, what they wanted, all the weapons, all the lore and everything else. They put that all together, and then they went ahead and created Doom based off this documentation. So, again, if you're already doing that, you're already pretty much in the starting stages of, yeah, I want to get this game done. You know, it's not a bad thing to do something like that. You're actually ahead of your game in terms of preparing for what's to come, which is a lot of hard work putting things together, of course, because everybody goes into games dev thinking, you know what, it'll be fun, I already like video games, so I can make video games, right? But especially with coding on its own is a pain, but you'll find that it's a lot of hard work to do games in general, even testing. Like, you don't want to skimp out on the testing, because if you do that and you find a load of bugs in your game, then people are going to be upset. So the idea is you keep on top of everything, and you try and not release anything that's buggy. And, as a result, more people should enjoy your game. Like, the best way to describe stuff like this, or rather, the best way I know about all of this, is because outside of doing my own stuff, I've also worked on, like, say for instance, because I've got video footage of it up on the actual main page. If you go to this main channel's homepage after you've watched however long you want to watch of the stream, just to check out my credentials, I've worked on actual games before as a tester, like properly, not just indie stuff. I've done some work with indies within the past year or two, but I'm more known for working on actual AAA games. The last AAA game I worked on was Detroit Beyond Human. That's as much as I can say for that kind of thing, but you'll see a video on the main page, my main page, that shows all the games that I've worked on. You'll also see a little warning message saying I can't say anything about them. I can tell you what I've worked on, I just can't tell you the full details. But yeah, I've worked on over, I think it's 25 or 30 AAA titles. And then I think 2 indie titles. But yeah, I'm pretty in the knowledge with stuff like this. It is one of my passions of keeping up to speed with game devs. I'd like to offer my abilities for testing stuff to indies a lot more, but I think that indies probably won't take the offer primarily because they like to try and save money and like getting the community to test stuff. Which is unfortunate because I'd really like to make that into a job instead. Like just testing video games for people. Ironic, I was just listening to Doom. Doom has a really good soundtrack. I really love both soundtracks, the old one and the new one. Oh. Just trying to get the rest of these pipes done here. And then we're setting up the fog and then we're good to go. About there for that. How stacked is this at the bottom? It's pretty stacked, but it's not too bad. We can take that. Do the same with these other pipes here. It's the same texture on all of them, but just getting it to look nice will be right. And then we're good. We're on the home straight now for sorting everything out here. And I just realized what the time was. The time is like almost 5 o'clock British time, which means I'm going to have food very soon. So what I'll do is I might try and see if I can get all these pipes done. Or just throw the fog on at the very end and away we go. Oh. Just going to throw the pipe material on everything here so I know what I'm still doing. I like the lighting setup for this though. It's really nice working with everybody else to get the lighting here. And by everybody else, I mean everybody else who was in the stream and said, you know what, I think it should look more like this. Or I think you should do this. I really like just having that feedback with my community. Really, really cool. Let's do pipes here. I might try and get these main pipes done as well, because the main pipes are sorely lacking. Gen Zero's new DLC is £3 for some basic camo, it's a statement. Oof. That's a bit crazy. Let's make sure I've got the pipe texture on absolutely everything here. Oh, I can't just select everything and do it like that, because apparently it won't let me. Have to do it the long way. Select everything. Hit pipes. Oh, no, that. Go. The cool thing about this is because these pipes have normal maps, or basically textures that allow for raised details to be reflected by light, what's going to happen is when these are all textured, the lighting should affect them. So let's do these first and get the generator room looking cool, because we have that as the thumbnail for the video. So let's focus on that and get this room done, and hopefully it'll look nice. Oh. Would you be willing to proofread something for me then, says Angelina. Honestly, it's one of those whole things where I'm not really good at proofreading. I don't mean to sound nasty, it's just I'm really not that good at proofreading. I've seen documentation and stuff, but I'm not really that good at proofreading, unfortunately. Oh. Normally when I read stuff, I just skim read, which isn't good. That's not showing up yet. Oh. Let's take this. Slowly getting this done. Out there, maybe? That bend in that pipe there is a bit awkward. Take that and use that. I might actually, because the pipe is basically the same on the other side, I can always just copy and paste those. It might actually be the easier way of getting this done. Okay. We're doing okay here. I just need these pipes done and then not too much more. It's because I added so many pipes in. Just review it. I wouldn't mind. I'm not going to say completely no, like flat out. That's just nasty of me, so. Let's see. I take... Oh, there it is. I take that from the top. I'm not picky, I just want feedback and opinions. Okay, that's fine. That sounds fair. Oh. Let's do this. Try and make that just a little bit closer. About there? Okay. Let's get rid of these others. Is that HLJ link a sponsored one? Says Damon. Yes, it is. The link to HLJ down below is a sponsored affiliate link. Nobody's used it, but everybody looks at it. Everybody looks at it and goes, yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I got that. I think that was recently, within like the past year or so that I got that deal. Because they asked for affiliates and I had my account had all the stuff that they wanted for affiliate links, so I was like, oh, okay. I might need to add more lighting in here. I'll be using it at some point then, says Damon. Thank you very much, Damon. Hopefully it'll help out the channel. Where's the lights for the main generator? Because I'm going to try and do more on this now. Probably next year. That's fine. That's fine. Like, I honestly don't mind. If I see anything, like any return from it, I'll be happy. It's one of those where when I started up with that link, it was just kind of a whole thing of, it's a side gig. If I get anything from it, then it's nice. If not, it's no big deal, so. I'll let you know if anything does happen next year. It's just nice to have it there to support a little bit. We're slowly getting these pipes in here, and they look okay. The light bleeds up the hallway. So now it's just a case of doing these other ones, and I am so hungry right now. Really, I'm going to have to call it, because I am incredibly hungry to the point where I'm starting to feel slightly sick on stream. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call it there, guys. I'm going to have to go and look after myself. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for your input and your time. I appreciate it a lot. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!